This is episode 26 of the Online Playmaker Sessions with 23-year-old rising star and lifestylepreneur Nick Anderson.
Welcome to the Online Playmaker Sessions. This is the place for the latest what's working now strategies from the best online playmakers, the top marketers, the rising stars who are making it happen right now. Every week, you'll get real, actionable lessons that you can take and apply immediately in your business, delivered in short 20-minute sessions. Our focus is your results. Here's your host, entrepreneur, world-class trainer, and marketing strategist, Norbert Orlowitz.
Hello, online playmakers. If this is your first time tuning into the Playmaker Sessions, thank you for choosing us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and if you prefer video, our YouTube channel at onlineprofitplaybook.tv. As with all of our episodes, we have all the show notes, transcripts, and actionable tips over on the blog. Just head over to www.onlineprofitplaybook.com. You'll also be able to get access to my complimentary 5-video tutorial series on building the proper foundation for your online business, as well as several other free trainings, including my Instant Income Multiplier tutorial. And if you're ready to multiply your results fast, check out the premium membership of our Online Profit Playbook, where our guests open up their closely guarded playbooks and walk you step by step through the exact marketing funnels and sales process they use to build their audience, grow their influence, and make sales. Get the coveted Online Profit Playbook today. Just head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers. Nick Anderson is a young and inspiring lifestyle entrepreneur who's been personally mentoring and coaching both young and old home-based business owners all over the globe for the past 4 years, showing regular people how to create the lifestyle of their dreams, leveraging personal branding and social media marketing. Nick loves to travel around the world living a laptop lifestyle and documents his adventures on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. His simple action plan and inspirational wisdom-packed videos have helped him to build up a sizable audience over a relatively short period of time. Nick is absolutely passionate and committed to helping others break through the obstacles that are holding them back from massive success. This week's Online Playmaker, Nick Anderson. All right, welcome back, everyone. Episode 26 of the Online Playmakers, and today my special guest is Nick Anderson. Nick, how are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I'm excited to have you here today. You're a young marketer here online, and I'm excited to learn more about you. You kind of got into your story, and I said, you know what, we just got to start recording this. Let's get right into it. So I'm really excited to learn more about your experience and your business and sort of your journey from getting started to where you are right now. So take us back a couple of years. You said you got started in 2012. Tell us, what were the beginnings of your business online?
The journey's been pretty crazy. You know, I got my start entrepreneurship and network marketing when I was 19, and that was 2012. And I had heard about this industry, and I saw that, you know, you could make a great income from home, and you could really, you know, step into your full potential through it. And I got started, and it was mind blowing. Completely blew my mind, you know. And it's kind of funny because within my first month, I told my parents I was going to be a millionaire. You know, I was caught up on a dream. I had a big vision of what I wanted, and you know, I dropped out of school, and that was probably one of the biggest mistakes I could have made. And I don't suggest people do that, but I wanted to go all in with my business. And if you've read, you know, obviously you've read Think and Grow Rich, but to your audience, you know, talk about a story in that called Burning the Boats, where you're cutting off all sources of retreat, and you're only focused on plan A and not plan B, so you're going to make it work. So, you know, when I dropped out of school, I quit my job. I had worked at a hospital full-time where I was scrubbing dishes for $7.50 an hour. And I quit that, so I had no income coming in. I wasn't making any money with the company that I started with, and I moved to Seattle with probably had about $1,000 in my bank account. And
Wow.
while I was living there, it was a amazing learning experience. It was a hard time, you know, and it was very difficult, but I'm glad I went through it. And when I was starting out in the stages of my business, I was doing the traditional stuff that most network marketers do, you know, write down the list, family members and friends. Once you go through your whole warm market, then you have to get into the cold market. So I bought 1,000 business cards and started just wandering around random places, you know, went to Walmart, would drive through. I remember actually driving through, you know, different drive-throughs, fast food restaurants, going through like McDonald's and not even ordering any food because, you know, I'm a big health junkie. So I don't really like fast food. So I'd like order like a water or something. And I'd go through the drive-through and then I would begin to pitch the person that would hand me the water. And I would say, hey, do you your business options open when it comes to making more money outside of this job? And they get all skeptical. Like, depends, what is it? Then I would go into it trying to explain the business to them. And I could not recruit to save my life.
And so wait a second, I haven't heard that one. Doing the drive-through. I mean, I've done some creative things and I've heard lots of creative things before in the network marketing profession. But doing the drive-through, I think that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, I figured that, you know, those people, they want to get out of their job, but I guess, you know, most of them are, you know, there for a reason. They're trying to pay bills, but didn't work for me. You know, I was bad at cold prospecting. I could never do it really. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, from that point, I mean, burning through all my warm market, going into the cold market, getting rejected pretty hard. I mean, I sponsored probably 14 people in, 12 people in 14 months. 10 out of the 12 quit on me within my first 6 months, and they were all family members and friends. So I knew there was a better way to really go out there and attract people to me instead of chasing people down and hunting them down and trying to, you know, convince them why my business is the right fit for them. So I started looking online, started researching a lot of stuff, and I stumbled across some really good trainings, really good information. I invested in myself and my education, started reading personal development books, going through and just learning how to master marketing basically. And I'm still learning. I'm not an expert by any means, but I've come a long way. And when I started to apply this, you know, I remember when I made my first video and I put it out there online, you know, I was sitting down in class. I actually enrolled back into school for one semester to see if I wanted to go back. And I was sitting there. I remember getting a text message on my phone saying, hey, is this Nick Anderson? Yeah, what's going on? Who's this? He's like, hey, this is Andy. I'm out in New York right now. I just saw your video. I'm ready to get started. What's your sign up link?
Oh yeah.
And that was the light bulb, the big aha.
That changes everything, hey?
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I've been making videos for about, a whole year before that happened. So it's that consistency.
Oh wow.
Time after time, week after week, day after day, and just investing in my education, putting myself out there and willing to become comfortable with the uncomfortable and start making the marketing material. And it paid off. And now, I mean, it's consistent where I'm bringing in people every single day, but I had to be willing to go through that hard time in the beginning because I appreciate it much more. And it gives me more power to my story when I speak to other people, because I believe, you know, if you haven't been through it, they won't listen to it.
It's so true. It's so true. Now, I want to break this up a little bit here. So when did you get started online? When did you come online after struggling in network marketing traditionally?
It was about 2013. So about
2013. And how long did it take you to start creating your videos?
To start making them?
Yeah.
Well, I had been making videos in 2012, but I had no clue what I was doing with them. Okay. They were just like, you know, little videos here and there. They would get like 5 views, 10 views or something. I didn't know how to rank them or anything. So when I really started getting into online marketing, learning how to rank the content, create the content, it was more of a process. It wasn't like one day I just, boom, it clicked and I just started putting it all out there. It was more of a gradual learning curve that I had to go through. You know, you're not just going to get it overnight and learn how to make the perfect video or the rank the on the first page or anything like that. It's just like, you know, continual progress. You want to see it like you're stacking bricks throughout time, and those bricks, each brick is a video that's creating your wall and eventually your empire.
Now, what I'm getting from you, one of the unique things about you, and I think one of the reasons you've been able to create some success in your business so quickly, and it is relatively quickly, it feels to me like you're an action taker. You know, like there's a lot of people that I see in this industry that spend a lot of time learning. And so they're in student mode for way too long. You know, we're talking months and months of webinars and buying courses, and they kind of know what they need to do, but they never take action. You're saying you were already creating videos before you even got online. Then you get online and you start to develop a process. I think that's the key thing here, is being able to take action. I want to hear a little bit more about your breakthrough. What would you say was the breakthrough, if you take us back a little bit, the breakthrough that helped you to actually, where you started to finally see results from the work that you were doing? Can you pinpoint, a time, an action that you were doing, something that changed in your business, in your mind frame, that all of a sudden started to get you results?
Going is back to really that story that I just told you with, reaching out, getting someone reach out to me for my first video, but it wasn't one specific thing that really had a breakthrough. It was a several series of little breakthroughs, but basically see it like this. And this is an analogy that really helped me understand things in a different perspective to stay consistent, because consistency is key. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. And I don't view myself as particularly talented, where I excel as my work ethic and my consistency day after day. And people out there that are super talented, they don't necessarily put in the work to capitalize on their talent. So imagine it like this, when you're doing personal development, you're in student mode. It's like you have an empty glass, okay, and you're filling up the glass with crystal clear water, which is personal development. You stop watching the news, you stop watching the negative stuff on the media, and you start feeding your mind with positive information. So you begin to fill up your glass with water, and eventually it gets to the point where you hit the breaking point, information overload. And that's where, no matter what you do, if you keep pouring, water's going to spill over the edge. And then that's where people get big egos. They think they know everything, and to know and not to do is not to know. So having all this information, but not having a real tangible result with that information, it's really just madness right there. So the best way to really break through this process is to take your glass of water, stop pouring for a bit, stop absorbing information, and take the glass and pour it into other people's glasses. So this concept that I was taught by Jim Rohn, it's called study, practice, teach. So you're studying and you do this simultaneously. You practice it, you apply it on yourself on what you're learning, and then you teach it to other people. So you teach it, you take action on the information. So you teach it the same day that you learn it. That's the big thing, because if you're just reading all this information, a week goes by and you don't take any notes on it or write it down, you're eventually going to forget it. If you don't create any content, it's going to be kind of fuzzy in your head. So what I do is I'll just read a little bit. I'll go through an e-course, or I'll read an ebook or something like that. I'll take some notes on it, and then I'll be like, okay, this is awesome. And I'll think, how can I create this into a piece of content right now? And I'll record myself. And you even see the whiteboard right there. You don't have to be living some crazy lifestyle to get people to listen to you. In fact, in the start, I was literally making videos from my room, right here. I was making videos with the whiteboard, and I was just giving tips and I was giving training to people. And it's just, I knew that if I provided value to the marketplace, the income would take care of itself.
But Nick, what gives you the authority to put yourself out there online and start teaching other people when you haven't built a 7-figure business yet?
Well, most people out there, they haven't built a 7-figure business. And I realized that people can relate to personal experiences, and you don't have to have, a massive result to get people to listen to you. You just have to be confident. You know what I'm saying? Confidence sells. An Eskimo, if you were excited enough, you could sell ice to an Eskimo, basically. And I know people out there that are making really good money, but don't have too much excitement. They're not very confident in what they're saying. They do stuff behind the scenes. When I listen to them, I get more motivated by someone that could be dead broke, not making anything, but is so excited, so is confident about what they're saying, has been through certain experiences, and I'll join that person versus the person that's making more money, just because they've put themselves out there. They're willing to get uncomfortable with the uncomfortable, comfortable with the uncomfortable, basically. So going back to study to teach, if you don't have a result, this was my biggest hang up. I wasn't making big money. I didn't have a result, but I realized that if I studied information, I practiced it, and I taught it to other people, they would appreciate me for that. And I wouldn't have to state my income or state how much I'm making or state how big my business was. I would just give them value, and then they would, relate with me because of that.
Nick, I really hope that people are listening to what you're saying here, because I love your youthful energy and your youthful excitement, because man, I've been working in this industry for, almost 10 years. And there's so many people that I come across, and older people, in their 30s and in their 40s and in their 50s, who sit on their butt with all this information in their head, and they don't get out there for 100 different excuses. They don't get out there and do what you're saying. And that's why I kind of asked you that question, sort of tongue in cheek, what gives you the authority? Because I see so many people that are afraid to get out there and share and provide value and teach what they're learning. And here you are, you're 23 years old, 21 probably when you started creating videos, and you had no hangups about it. You just consumed, you practiced, and you taught. And yet I see all these people out there with all these hangups, and they're just killing their businesses. What do you say to those people right now that are watching this interview and, you know, they've been in training mode for the last few months, some people years, and they're still not getting results? What's your advice to them?
Well, I say those people, they got to stand up in front of their fears, because it's usually limiting beliefs and fears that was holding, when I was starting out, that was holding me back from really putting myself out there. You know, for example, doing a home event, speaking up in front of a home event. I remember the first home event I ever did, I was too scared to stand up in front of the room. So I sat in a chair while I wrote on the whiteboard on the chair. In the room, my first home event had, like, you know, 30 people there, which was a pretty big turnout.
Wow.
You know, I've had smaller turnouts, I've had no turnouts, but the first one I ever spoke at was the most frightening thing of my life, because, you know, I had rehearsed my speech, but I was sweating, I was shaky, I was nervous, but I was saying, look, you know, fear is false evidence appearing real. So it's all in my head. I'm creating it all in my head. So I have to stand up in front of it and really face that fear, whether it's speaking at a home event, whether it's speaking on a webinar, an interview like this, whether it's, you know, hosting your own Google Hangout, whether it's making a video. And when I started making videos for the first time, very uncomfortable, because it's not, you're not speaking to anyone, you're speaking to a camera. If you crack jokes, you kind of have to make yourself laugh a little bit. But I realized that, you know, if I do this and I stay consistent with it, you know, I'm going to fall in love with the process of what I'm becoming along the way. I didn't fall in love with the results. The results were cool. You know, receiving a sign up or a text message from someone in a different country saying they're ready to join my team from a video is awesome. But what I love more is seeing the progress that I can make. See, I go back and I watch the videos that I make in 2012, and I'll just look at them, and it's kind of like that pit in my stomach where I'm like, holy crap, I was that bad at speaking. You know, I admire it much more because, you know, I had the confidence to do that. And that's what, for those of you out there that are listening in, just understand that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. If you're trying to build a 6-figure, 7-figure business, you know, you're not going to do it with with just one video. You're not going to do it with one piece of content. You have to realize that you're going to make mistakes along the way, but hey, those mistakes are what are going to mold your story and, you know, craft your business and show people that if you can do it, you know, you can make that transformation, then they're going to feel much more confident to make that transformation themselves as well.
Well, I have to say, I mean, you are a testament to everything that I believe is necessary to be successful in this industry. And one of those elements, you know, I've been interviewing a whole bunch of different marketers with different strategies, different business models, different approaches to traffic, and growing their business. And when I asked them, you know, what was one of the biggest breakthroughs in their business that took them from struggling to success, every single one of them said that as far as taking action, it was creating content. It was creating videos. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them. Yep. And it's no surprise that you've created success in your business, but more so than the success, I think, is the level of confidence that comes across the screen from you as you speak. You know, I mean, there is incredible level of confidence. And like you said, you know, your first few videos, I haven't seen your first few videos, but, you know, obviously they weren't as good as the videos that you're making now. But it's just a matter of getting started and allowing that process, allowing yourself to grow. And here you are today. I mean, I don't know if you've been speaking on stage, but you absolutely have the talent and the confidence and the knowledge and the presence to, you know, be able to impact millions of lives. And here you are, you're doing it through videos. Now, I love the videos that you're creating. You're really leveraging, you know, lifestyle and being young and traveling around the world. And you look like you're having a lot of fun with videos. Tell us a little bit about your video, your marketing strategy. Obviously, video is a big part of it, but sort of give us a brief sort of outline of what your marketing strategy entails right now.
So basically what I'll do is I'll create content based on what my target market is searching for. So, you know, like I say, if you haven't been through it, they won't listen to it. So part of my confidence comes from being through it. Confidence comes from experience. So receiving the rejection, the failure. But when I create my content, it's based on a specific principle. It's, you know, helping people solve their problems. Okay. Whether it's someone that's going through a tough time at their job, they're looking for a way to make an income online. Maybe it's a network marketer that's struggling in their business, that has been through, you know, the rejection phase, has been doing the meetings, events, and wants a better way to build a business online, then what I'll do is I'll create content following a simple formula, PAS, past, pain, problem, agitation, solution. And then when I put that out there, it's much more relatable to them, because instead of talking about the success all the time, like, here's how you generate this many leads per day, here's how you make this much per month. It's like, here's the results that I have or whatever. I talk about my failure a lot more, because if you speak about your failure, it's more relatable to people. And they're like, okay, well, this person's not superhuman. They've been through the same things that I've been through. And that's what builds that bond. And that's what builds that connection. Then you take that failure and you use that as motivation in your video to really show people and to teach them, or to, leverage something that's going to show them how to get from their failure that they're going through right now to the desired result, to the desired outcome. So it's really just problem solution through all the content.
I love that. And for me, that feels to me like I'm thinking right now about all the people that advertise and promote their successes, and they're flashing their checks and they're flashing their money and they're flashing all their, results. And for me, what you're talking about, it comes across much more of a classy way of marketing. And I really think that you develop deeper relationships with people. And I feel like you attract a higher quality people. I know it's always been my philosophy as well. Do you find that? I mean, what are the kind of people that you attract to your business?
Oh, 100%. No, it's really high quality people that, are actually serious, that on a commitment scale from 0 to 10, they're all 10s, they're ready to put in work towards their dreams and their goals. And it's just because, how you get someone in is usually how you'll lose them. So if you find that you're, promoting like income, checks, how much you're making, what happens when some other leader comes along and is making more than you? They're going to get attracted to that shiny object right there. So I lead with the utmost integrity and really showing people that, I've struggled too. I've been through the pain. I've been through the problems. I have a past and I'm not afraid to share that with people. That's the biggest thing. See, they're afraid to share their past, thinking the others will judge them. See, it's a story that we create in our own heads. No one's really judging you. We're our own worst critics. So if you're willing to put yourself out there, share what you've been through, and use that as leverage to show where you're going, that's the biggest thing. Then people are going to be like, this is the person that I want to lock arms with, because they've got the same vision that I've got.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we've got a lot of people that watch the show that, they're getting started or they're intermediate. They know a lot of stuff they've been learning, but they haven't got the results yet. And I know that you work with a lot of new people on your team. You bring new people in all the time. So how do you get people started? If you were to give advice, what's your getting started plan for somebody? They're coming online. They want to create results in their business in the next, 60 to 90 days. Mm-hmm. What is your getting started plan? What should they be focused on doing?
So the first thing that someone needs to do is set down their goals. Okay. They need to write down what they want out of their business, because if they don't know what they want, it's like they're trying to walk through a maze blindfolded in the dark, or better yet, it's like they're trying to throw darts at a dartboard that isn't even there. You have to put your goals out in front of you so you know what you want. So I have them write down, 30, 60, 90-day goals, what they want to accomplish first 30 days in their business, what that's going to do for them. So let's say that's, they want to make $2,000, and that's going to help them pay off their car payments. That's going to help them pay their rent, buy organic foods and everything. So really get that there. Once they have their goals set in place, I help them develop their why. Why are they really doing this? So it's more than just the money. So this is what's really going to hook people in, get that emotional response that's going to get them to wake up every single morning and go to work on their business. Because not going to lie, motivation, it's a lot like a roller coaster, goes up and down. So you need something that's going to push you through the down times. Okay. So having that why is there. But once we have the goals, the why set in place, then it's really all about action, taking action. So setting a daily routine to help them focus on the income producing activities. So, 10 pages of a good book and personal development book per day, taking notes on that, and then turning that into a piece of content that they can put out there on, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Facebook, maybe they do a live Google Hangout, a little thing like we're doing right now, but they put it out there, they can upload it onto Facebook. And then that right there is focusing on the activities that are going to produce them the results. Because most people, like we said, they get in study mode. So they'll read, but they don't put out any content. They wonder, a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and they're like, well, I don't have any results. And I look, it's like, okay, well, how much content have you created? And they haven't created anything. So.
Yeah, I love the little twist that you had on there, which just came out so quickly, because most people will say personal development, read personal development, listen, study every single day. And then it stops. That's their advice. but you completed that advice with your philosophy and exactly with what you've been doing. Yeah, do your personal development, but then actually do something with it. Take notes and create content, because we are in marketing. And if you're not marketing every single day, then you're not growing your business. You're just sitting in your room reading nice books.
Yep.
It's all about action, and it's amazing how simple it really can be. And I hope for everyone listening right now, right now it's gut check time. If you're hearing, Nick share with you his strategy, and you're not creating content right now, that's what's wrong in your business. I mean, it really is that simple. And we've shown it on every single episode. Like I said, every single person that I've interviewed said that their breakthrough was creating content. So it's one of the things that most people are most afraid of, but it's the one thing that's going to create the biggest results in your business. I absolutely believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Out-teach your competition.
Out-teach your competition. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love it. All right, Nick, what is the best thing right now that you're doing in marketing? There's lots of hot things going on. There's new social media platforms. What are you really enjoying right now? What's getting you really good results? What's the hot thing for you and your business right now?
Oh man, I'd say it's Instagram right now, because it's simple, it's easy, and it's fast growing. I mean, there's over 400 million, active users on it. 30% of the U.S. population is on it. It's projected to have within the next couple of years over 100 million people in the U.S. using Instagram. So it's massive. And most people that say, well, this online marketing saturated, not in a million years. It's getting bigger and bigger. So Instagram is huge. I love it.
Right on. So what's share with us simple strategy for those people that have never done any Instagram marketing before. What does it involve? What's kind of your daily routine with Instagram?
So my daily routine is I like to try and upload at least just one photo per day. And, motivational type stuff works really well. So if you're brand new and you're not living a lifestyle that you want, you can actually, upload photos with motivational quotes and things on it like that. And as you start to travel, promote your time freedom. Okay, that's the biggest thing that I started to do, was a combination of lifestyle marketing and value marketing. So motivational quotes, inspirational things, and also lifestyle marketing, showing that I'm having fun, that I'm actually living the lifestyle that I preach about. Because most people, they're preaching the dream, but they're living the nightmare. You know this. And I realized, okay, if I'm going to go take a little trip, if I'm going to go like skiing or something for the day, or I'm going to go to the park or the beach or whatever it may be, I'm going to take pictures and I'm going to use that as marketing material to upload onto Instagram, and you can even upload that onto Facebook as well too. So, just taking your content, taking your lifestyle, taking, ideas, even like resharing other people's photos, giving them credit for it, and just starting building up those photos that that your target market would actually want to see.
Awesome. A really simple strategy. There's some great training available to people from Instagram. Do you actually have a training on Instagram that you've created?
Yeah, I do. If people go to trainuptorankup.com, I actually wrote I believe it's like 30-page ebook, just going through everything that you can be doing for your Instagram profile, from the 5 types of photos you can upload, how to leverage hashtags, how to structure your profile with the link in it, like the whole 9 yards on it. So, it's pretty easy.
And I mean, it really is as far as technology is concerned, there's a lot of technical hangups for a lot of people that start online. I think it's one of the simplest, technically speaking, strategies that you can implement. There's not really, there's not confusing tracking and all that kind of stuff that you need to deal with. So I always recommend it as one of the best places to start. Do you recommend that also for your team?
Yeah, I recommend doing Instagram because it doesn't take much time. It takes 5 minutes per day. Take a good photo, upload the photo with a caption on it, and then you can focus on the other income producing activities as well, like creating videos and doing that sort of stuff right there. So it's simple, it's easy, anyone can do it. As long as you have a phone and you have an email address, you can create it.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta love it. All right, Nick, what's in store for you 2016? I mean, you look like you're on fire right now. You got great things happening in your business. You're traveling around the world. What's in store for 2016? What do you have up your sleeve? What are your goals and your vision for your business moving forward?
Well, create a lot more success stories, you know, a lot more traveling, a lot more videos, just continuously growing my mindset. You know, I want to read a book, you know, a book a week, get to that point. I'm a slow reader. You know, I've never been a fast reader. Usually it takes me like hours to read like 10 pages. So I want to get to the point where, you know, I can read a book a week so I can create more content to help people have more breakthroughs, and then just, you know, take more trips, experience life, and, you know, just have fun, live the dream basically.
Awesome, man. Nick, you're such an inspiration. I'm really glad that we connected, and really glad that I've got you here on the show. I hope the people watching and listening to this interview are not only inspired, but they're fired up to take action, because I think you've really, you know, really simple. Is internet marketing as complicated and confusing as sometimes people think it is?
It can be if you make it complicated. You know? It's easy to complicate things, but you know, if you simplify it down, you focus on the simple practices, the fundamentals, then you're going to kind of screen out that white noise of people saying, you need to do this, you need to do that, and hitting the info overwhelm. And you're going to be so dedicated and focused on what you need to do on a daily basis that you're going to be blown away with the results you're going to create from that type of stuff you're putting out there.
Yeah, I think that's a huge takeaway, Nick. And I love the way you kind of summarize that up. And I loved your just going right back to that analogy with the water glass. You know, filling up your water glass with information, but then sharing it with other with other people. I think that's the most important takeaway here, is to consume information, learn like you're learning from this podcast right now, but then get that information out there, share it, be a producer and not just a consumer. Nick, let's wrap this up here. What I'd love for you to do is just share three key takeaways. 3 keys to help people create success right now. There's a lot of people that are fired up, they're excited, they're inspired by you, and they want to create results in the next 30, 60, 90 days. What are 3 key things you can tell them right now that they need to do to create results?
Well, it's kind of a broken record here, but study, do, teach. So you constantly invest in your education, screen out the stuff that isn't helping you, that isn't helping you move forward, that is instilling you with fear. So what I did was I shoved my TV in the corner of my room. I stopped watching the news. I stopped watching any negative stuff. I stopped feeding into that, and I unplugged from that. And I started plugging into the stuff that was going to help me out, help me grow my mindset physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially, and socially as well. And then I did it. I actually applied it. So I took action. And then based on that action, I failed miserably at times, but then I also had some successes. And then I taught what I did during those stages where I was taking action on what worked for me, what didn't work for me. And based on those experiences right there, other people could relate with them right there. So those 3 things, super, super simple, but very profound. And that's what really changed my life and changed my business.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I love it. Keeping it simple, keeping it really simple, and just deciding on very specific and simple action steps that you can take every single day and being consistent. Nick, I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your experience, your wisdom, your knowledge, and your fire. It's really awesome. And I hope that you inspired a lot of people to kick ass and take action as soon as this interview is over, to actually implement what they learn and create results. That's what this is all about. Nick, thank you again so much. We're going to leave some links down on the website, onlineprofitplaybook.com, with some links and resources from Nick and ways that you can reach out and connect with Nick on Instagram, and also on Facebook and on his blog if you want to get more training from him. Nick, thank you again. Really appreciate it. And for those of you that are members of the Online Profit Playbook, we're going to be digging into one of Nick's marketing funnels, one of his marketing processes. So he's going to be actually walking us step by step through his simple process to create results in his business. So you definitely want to check that out. All right, everyone. Thank you again for being here, and we'll see you next week on another episode of the Online Playmaker Sessions. Take care.
I hope you enjoyed this week's Playmaker session. If you love the session, subscribe now to our YouTube channel so you never miss our weekly episodes. Be sure to also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just type in Online Playmakers in the search bar and click subscribe, and be sure to leave a 5-star review. All of the episodes, show notes, transcripts, resources, and bonuses are available on the blog over at onlineprofitplaybook.com, along with several bonus free tutorials I've created for you as well. Your fast track to results is to follow the Playmakers. You can download their closely guarded playbooks and follow them step by step to grow your influence, build your audience, and create results in your business right now. Head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers to get full access today. Thank you again for joining us today, and be sure to tune in next week as we bring you another power-packed session with the top Playmakers online. This is Norbert Orlowitz signing off.